Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. I hope everybody is doing okay. If you are following the channel and you've been subscribed for a little while, I'm away this week, but these videos are being scheduled and edited by my editor. Hopefully he's doing a pretty good job and you are getting a good amount of content, which was what was agreed, wasn't it? What are we here for? We are here for Minecraft Live Caves and Cliffs First Look. Now, in terms of Minecraft, I'll be honest with you. It's a game that I did play quite a bit back in the day when it was sort of, you know, very basic, and I had Java Edition. Now with Java Edition you can get away with a lot because you can mod it to absolute and after you mod it, it completely breaks the game. That's it, you can't really do much else. We've had a couple of big updates from Minecraft. We had obviously the jungle biome. I'm sure we've had new biomes since then. The underwater biomes was huge. I think the latest biggest update was the Nether update, if I'm right in saying that. I've recently actually started playing Minecraft with a friend of mine, and we're enjoying it. We're loving it. It's a nice way to pass the time. I'm not recording that at the moment or bringing any videos of Minecraft to this channel. Not just yet. I don't think we need them. But yeah, this one does catch my eye. The Caves and Cliffs update. And I'll be honest, I did download Minecraft to see what this update was all about, and it's not released yet. I don't think it's releasing till early next year. I don't know if we're going to have a release date. This is a full 44 minutes and 30 seconds Minecraft Live. Now, I'm not going to react to the entire 44 minutes and 30 seconds just because I imagine that would probably get this video taken down for copyright. But I'm going to go to, thankfully, they're very good in layering where I need to click and I can see stuff. So, without further ado, we're just going to obviously react to the game changing bits and pieces, so bear with me whilst I find them. I think that starts there, and the first bit is Lush Caves, so let's see what they're bringing. Let's have a look.
Fulfill this pillar is that we have added new cave biomes, and one of them is the Lush Caves.
The Lush Cave. Oh, she's very excited, bless her. Okay, Lush Caves. Oh, that is a... that water? It is? Wow. Oh, okay. Ooh, that is beautiful. Oh, wow. It's like a little oasis. That is gorgeous.
So beautiful. It doesn't feel cave-like.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to make sure that, of course, in Minecraft, all the original caves, you know, they're pretty much the same. There's not much variation in terms of
I feel like he hasn't got the same excitement as the other
different
two.
features inside of it. So for this, we wanted something which is a bit more like light and lush and actually has vegetation.
She loves it.
I mean, I think it looks amazing.
She loves it.
It's gorgeous. What was the inspiration behind it?
So,
oh, and her. Oh, that's
awesome.
How
you feel when you are in a lush cave, and we want it to be like. So
I think it's really good when you
like
get that feeling from your work.
Inside, like a big garden or big forest. So, like when you look up, it's actually like vegetation above you. It's vegetation around you. And one source of inspiration we had is actually a Swedish painter called John Bauer, because in his paintings, it's always, or often at least, like a tiny character, and then it's like huge forest, and you see like the bottom of the trees because the vegetation is like so big compared to the character.
And you're adding so many new plants in the Lush Caves.
Yes, so I don't know if you saw, but there was this new tree that was actually above on the overworld, and this is called an azalea tree. So it's a unique type of tree that it'll be easy to spot for players, and if you actually find this and start going down its roots, you will find a lush cave there. So this is another part of adding strategy to mining, where, you know, there are certain landmarks which will allow you to understand what you're doing in the game.
Cool.
Nice.
And another one of the new blocks is a block called Spore Blossom, and it's that you maybe saw it in the video. It's a big pink flower that you find in the roof of the lush cave, and it will drip particles from that flower, but it will also actually feel like a big volume around it with particles. So it's similar to the particles that we added to the nether biomes in the nether update, but the cool thing here is that you can move the flower if you want to and get these particles anywhere you want in your world, so you can actually be very creative with that.
That's so awesome. And it's The lush caves have a real glow to them
cool
from one
office.
of the plants.
Very blocky.
So there are vines.
Okay,
in
yeah,
the
let's fast forward to drip leaf plant. What's drip leaf plant all about?
And another plant we actually have is the drip leaf plant. And you can actually see that they can kind of grow from like water or anywhere else. And they grow quite tall, but they have like a little plant on the top that you can actually
I like the
hop
framed
onto.
pictures in the background.
The idea of the mechanic behind it is that the leaf will actually tilt down when you stand on it too long. So this will actually make you fall through.
Okay.
However, after a few seconds, it'll come back up. So it's kind of this like platforming block that allows you to just, you know, continue platforming over and over
Lots
again.
of level
Which
creation.
I hope is really exciting for, you know, content creators making maps.
Yeah.
You can build like your own platforming levels, and then they will repair themselves. That's kind of neat.
It's very neat.
It's so beautiful in there. And there's actually a mob coming to the lush caves.
Yes, there is.
Oh,
but we
he's-
will actually
he's excited
not
about
tell
that.
you about
Look at
this mob now, because in the end of the show we will show even more features coming to the
Okay,
caves and
so
cliffs updates.
improved cave
And then we're gonna show
generation.
that mob.
There's
This is
so
the
much.
I think
first
we're
time
almost
we
there,
have
actually.
so much that we're actually splitting the update section into two at the beginning and towards the end of the show. It's amazing.
Because isn't she the CEO, or
It's
isn't
exciting.
she...
You've also worked on improving the cave generation.
She's huge in Minecraft, I
Yes.
believe. The girl on the left.
Yeah, so as you can see here, I mean, this is drastically different to what caves used to look like. And there's definitely still the old style of caves, but we wanted to make sure that there was much more variety in the sort.
What?
You've also worked on improving the cave generation.
Yes.
Yeah, so as
That is incredible. And it goes deeper as well, look. That is
you can see here, I mean,
Beautiful,
this
that
is
is
drastically
insane.
different to what caves used to look like. And there's definitely still the old style of caves.
That's what
but
I'm
we
used
wanted
to.
to make sure that there was much more variety in the sort of caves and the shapes and the sizes you could get. And even
That's
here,
neat.
you can see that there's some water underground.
Yes. So we actually added something we
Diamond.
call
Missed it.
local water levels.
Don't believe it.
So in one cave you might find like a cave lake, and another cave might not have that one. And this also means that we get naturally generated waterfalls, which is so pretty. And it also kind of gives like new ways to traverse the underground. You can actually go cave rafting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you'll see in a bit that our player here will actually use a boat to raft, and that is just such an exciting opportunity to be
That's
able
ridiculous,
to
and you've got
traverse
all
the
that world
caves in a
above
very
you as
different
well.
way than you used to.
Yeah, we were playtesting, and then one of the devs like, look at this, it's so fun, and all of us just started to go with the boat on the waterfall. It was a lot
And
of
I mean,
fun.
technically, you're not going to lose any performance, because a vast majority of the blocks have kind of been removed, right? Is that how that works? Or does it actually... Or would it make performance slightly, not worse, but slightly more demanding? You'll have to tell me in the comments, I really don't know. I would imagine because we're used to the smaller caves, that's more of an issue, because it's then generating all those blocks that surround it, whilst this just takes away all of them and actually makes it look really nice. Really, really nice.
So another thing to note here is that you could see that a lot of the ores were actually glowing. This is just for preview purposes. Ores aren't going to glow now. It's just that the caves tend to be quite dark, and we want to make
Okay.
sure that players can see the
I'm
shapes.
excited already, and we're only like here. That's absolutely ridiculous. What else are we...
Now, will that only be for the like normal caves, or will this run across all of the new cave biomes?
Yeah, so the really cool thing is that like the new cave shapes and sizes is completely independent from the new biomes. So that means that we have so much variation. Because for example, a lush cave can for example generate, in a super narrow tunnel, but it can also generate in like a huge cavern, and that creates completely different atmospheres, but
Wow.
it's still the same biome. So we're really gonna have lots of variation underground now.
You've been calling two
So you could have that huge cabin as a lush cave. That would be immense to look at.
of the different cave types, spaghetti and Swiss cheese.
Let's see,
like that's
dripstone
how
caves?
varied. To show
Dripstone
off.
caves.
Yes, so we
It's
have
just
the
this-
Dripstone Caves biome. And whenever I think about the idea of a cave update, the image of stalagmites and stalactites comes.
That's weird. Because the shape... I don't know, the shape makes me feel uncomfortable.
my head. But adding these are pretty difficult. You know, it's a very unique shape that Minecraft isn't really accustomed to. But I think the way that the artist put it into Minecraft works quite well. And of course, there's some mechanics surrounding this. So you can see that someone destroyed the block up the top, and so the dripstone fell down. And also, unfortunately for this zombie here, if you fall on these dripstones, you will get hurt.
Poor zombie.
There's another interesting mechanic in the dripstone caves.
Yes, so maybe you saw in the video that, like, from the stalactites, you could see that it was like dripping water. So actually, if you put a cauldron under a stalactite, it will fill up with water. So it's renewable water.
So dripstone stalagmites grows from the ground up. Can hurt you. Nicely grouped, different sizes, yeah. Stalagmite might reach the ceiling. Stalagmite hang on tight so they won't fall down. Water drops. So if it's a renewable water source, does that mean that where they spawn it can sometimes make a cave completely flood before you explore it or even get to it? Is that how that works? I'm not sure. Probably not, right?
And how do you remember which is stalactites and stalagmites?
Well, that's
she
a very
loves
good
it.
question.
These two love it.
It's been very tricky to remember that, but I think I learned. So we actually
Is she Swedish?
Hold on tight to stalactite. I was going to say the wrong one. It's so stalactite is in the roof and stalagmite is on the floor.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hold
We've
on
been
tight to the
practicing
stuff.
that. All
That's
of us.
cool. Okay,
for a long time, like even.
And you have something really amazing in this update for the sort of redstone engineers
Skulk.
out there.
Yes.
Oh,
so
redstone.
we've actually been thinking about...
I don't really use redstone, so I'm not too bothered on... Mind you, I didn't really use redstone because I was a lot younger. Maybe I would now. Maybe I would be interested in the engineering sort of side of it, see what we can create.
This redstone block that lives in the deep dark, a new biome at the deepest depths of the world. We're not going to talk about this biome too much today, but we are going to show some of the blocks and maybe later a mob that comes from it. So if we look at the video, we can actually see that it's basically this growth, and this is called the skulk blocks. And one of the blocks is called the skulk sensor. This is the new redstone block. As you can see, when you place or destroy a block, or if you have footsteps, it'll actually detect the vibrations around and then emit a redstone signal. So this is going to be very interesting for redstone players. We even have a mechanic around it where you can actually use wool with wool occlusion to essentially prevent signals from being able to get into the skulk sensor. So let's take a look at that now. And as you can see here, I walked next to the skulk sensor, and it's actually kind of doing an infinite loop where the piston is causing a vibration, and then it's activating the skulk sensor and going over and over again. But here, I've actually put a wool block in between the piston, which prevents the signal from going to the skulk sensor. This can allow you to even do sort of directional skulk sensors where you can put wool blocks on each side and only allow it to detect vibrations in front of it. And vibrations can be so many different things. You know, it can be a snowball hit, it could be an arrow, it could be footsteps, it could be blocks, anything.
So cool.
Sensitive then. Sensitive.
And another thing, we had a bit of a happy accident with this because we realized that we get wireless redstone thanks to the skulk sensor.
Yes.
So, and we didn't even plan to add it, but then when we started playtesting, we're like, wait, we got wireless redstone, and that's so exciting. And
that is exciting.
Well, you can just build so many cool things with that.
You can. The Warden. I don't know what the Warden is. Is this new mob?
This is a very scary mob, and it lives in the deepest of the underground, in the deep dark.
So he's
this is a very dark place.
So the Warden's going to be around this skulky stuff, the fungus. Don't mind my neighbour's dog. It's a yappy little fucker.
And the cool thing is that this mob is very well adapted to the environment. So it can't see anything. So it's the first blind mob in Minecraft. And that's very interesting because it gives such interesting mechanics. So instead, it will react to vibrations, just like the skulk sensor block.
Okay.
So if you aren't very careful when you walk around in the deep dark, you might upset that mob.
Yeah, with this mob, we really wanted to make sure that we kind of recaptured that feeling of the first night of Minecraft. And like, we can often forget that Minecraft can be a pretty scary game. So we wanted to make sure that we could kind of go back to that. I mean, caves can be scary. They're dark. And
because my first night, I was
all I'm going to say
hopeless.
is that when you go into the deep dark, I want to make sure that you're very quiet and watch closely for the warden.
Okay. So this is a deep dark, is it? That's so cool. Oh, is it meant to do that? So the deep dark is so dark that your eyes don't adjust fully to the light? Is that what it is? Are those different cobblestone blocks? Or are they just a lower quality cobblestone block? Maybe on a lower setting? I'm not sure. What the hell? Look at the size of it. Oh, that is spooky. It does. It has those like plant things on its head. Oh, here it comes. Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it! What's taking you so long? Oh, he's not happy. Quite slow though. Oh no, not quite slow. Not quite slow at all. Oh my god, I wonder how hard he hits. Wow, look at the caves. 4.5 health on full armor.
What did we just see?
It's a very different mod.
She loves it. That's
I'm really
crazy.
excited for this because not only is it trying to be scary, it's, you know, we had to keep a balance to it. It was very challenging to design a mob like this. Another thing that's really important to note is in that video I was wearing full netherite armor, so it's very powerful. You definitely want to watch out. Yeah.
Which I think also is such an interesting gameplay.
Tried netherite armor, yeah. I haven't tried the netherite bit. We're not that far in the game yet.
Really be careful, like sneak all the time to not make like any kind of movement that it will detect. But that's a lot of fun and it's like feels scary, but in the good way.
And you wanted to kind of take everyone back to that first night experience with the warden.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
this is like a break, is it? Crystals
so
and amethysts, okay.
You've been really looking at like filling out the caves even more.
Yes, so there are even more things to show. And in the things we showed so far, it's a lot about like improving the journey underground, but of course we also want to add like new things to find, like new resources. And one of them are crystals.
Whoa. Wow. It's got like its own light as well. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's an awful lot of amethyst. So what's...
They're so beautiful.
A couple of questions. I mean, you've got the crystals. So do the crystals grow from the rock, or is that different from itself? I assume if you mine that rock, you don't get an amethyst. You just get the rock. Whilst if you mine the amethyst, then you get the amethyst.
Yes, that the moment you turn the corner and you see that glowing thing, that's so.
Yeah.
It's
like
incredible.
The atmosphere in the crystal geode,
Yes.
it's like mystical.
They're very
they're so pretty, and we were thinking a lot about
like
what
overly
is the
excited.
purpose for crystals in Minecraft. And one
But
thing
almost
is, like,
as if
they
Minecraft
should
is
have
all they live
use, and
for,
we will
which
talk
is
more
fine.
about one of the usages soon. But the other thing is
I've
a lot
never
about
seen a
just
developer this
adding
passionate
lot
about
to
a
the
game. It's nice.
experience
In
of
theory, it is nice
exploring.
because the
And we want
players
them to be
get
quite
some good
rare.
stuff.
So when you find them, it's really gonna be like magical. because they're just beautiful, and you know, when you walk on the crystals, you hear
Yeah,
the
the other guy got
sounds.
fired. Look,
Yeah,
he's been
we
replaced.
talked before about the pillar of
He's panicking.
Underground of Marvel.
It's like, I need to
They're
act
just
excited.
The perfect feature for that sort of pillar,
Yeah.
right?
But you can't just take them with you.
Right, so you can break the crystal plant we saw in the video, but they actually grow from a very special block. And that block is unobtainable. It's sort of like you think about spawners, right? You cannot just take it and put it in your base.
Okay.
It makes you go and build farms all around your world. And that also encourages you to create tunnels between them and find out
see.
ways of transferring those items from place to place. And I just
So you
love
can
those sort of
only-
features that really encourage other...
You can only gather the amethyst that's grown there. You can break the block, I assume, is what he means. You can break it, but it's not going to give you anything like a spawn or wood. That's pretty cool. But answer that question.
gameplay in the game.
As an explorer myself, I'm very excited about
Yes.
finding all of these. And you mentioned a usefulness to them.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So from those crystal plants, you get crystal shards items, and you can actually use them to craft a telescope.
Okay. A telescope. Not sure what. Jesus, that's a lot of bees. Ooh. I'm not too sure what I would use a telescope for, mind.
That is amazing.
It is. It's such a useful item.
You
Super
reckon?
cool.
I don't know.
And the
Is it?
cool thing is that, so yes, you use the crystal shards to craft them, but you also need something more, and that's also a new thing that we added.
Copper. Ooh, that's nice.
It's copper.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's new ore. And you saw the copper ore in the video, and a very interesting thing with the copper ore is that it generates in a different way. So normal ores often generate like an ore blob, but copper is different. So imagine that you are out mining and you see copper ore. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna mine the copper, and then you see some stone. It's like, they look a bit different. So you continue to mine, and then you find another copper ore, and you probably go like, okay, I think I found a copper vein. So we're actually adding ore veins to Minecraft, and like they really add so much to mining. It gets so interesting because it's kind of like following a trace when you mine, and they tie so well to the pillar we have about adding strategy to mining.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you've personally wanted copper in the game since you maybe before you started?
Yeah.
You mentioned it once or twice.
Well, maybe a few times.
Why?
But
Why?
yes, so I
Copper,
think I got
okay.
inspired by the pretty copper roofs in Stockholm, and
yes.
they are all green because we have so many like old buildings here, and we've actually added that mechanic to Minecraft as well.
Like aging?
So, you know, if you place a copper block, it will first be orange, but after a while, a pretty long time, it will turn green, and it's something.
That's
I
pretty
think it's so
cool.
cool because it actually adds history to Minecraft. 'Cause,
Yeah.
for example, if you have a really old Minecraft world, then you can see on like a house and like, oh, the roof turned all green, and then you know that that house has been there for a really long time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Okay, yeah, I see what... Okay, yeah, that looks better. Wow. Look at those day and night cycles.
And copper won't only be used for the telescope. You actually have another really cool thing that you'll be able to craft with it.
Yeah. So Jens talked a bit before about these design principles that we have in Minecraft, and one of them is that if something bad happens, the player either caused it or it has a way to sort of avoid it. And one of those exceptions, for example, is lightning striking. Now, some people like to build wooden roofs in Minecraft. Some even build wool roofs.
Looking at me,
Might.
it's not at all like the grandest castle in my realm actually has a roof fully built of wool.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No,
but
we did get some fires.
yeah. So to try to help the players with that, we are introducing the lightning rod.
The lightning rod, okay.
That is very useful for all the wool roofs out there.
Yeah, I think this is a problem.
I guess that does give you a lot more usability of all the different materials into what roof you can actually make. That's quite cool, and obviously there must have been quite the outcry in order for them to add a lightning rod. That's pretty neat. Bundles? Bundles? What's bundles?
Items, but you have an idea for that.
Yes. So, as you know, we keep adding new blocks and new items all the time, and that do create a bit of an inventory problem. And we're aware of that, and we have actually been thinking quite a lot how we can solve it, because we want to have like good gameplay solutions, we want it to be balanced, and we actually have an item in this update that will be really helpful, and it's the bundles.
Oh, it's like a... Yes! God, yes. You could literally have inventory within inventory. That's... Oh, I need that in my life.
Bundles.
Yeah, this
Bundles.
is awesome. It's such an elegant solution as well, and I love it. I think we spend
What
a
else
lot
have we
of
got?
time
The art
talking about the
team.
inventory problem.
What's the art team want?
So cool. We've talked so much today on the like really game design side, but how do you work on the art side?
Let's go. Okay, archaeology system. Yeah, axolotls. I'm interested in some axolotls.
Yes, so we're actually adding a new system called the archaeology system. In this system, you're basically going to find these excavation sites all throughout your world. And you can make this new tool called the brush that is going to help you uncover the mysteries of all these dig sites. So you come to one of these ancient structures, and you can sort of use the brush to clear away some of the rubble that may have collapsed in those structures. And sometimes you might even find something shiny inside them. But, and this is important, if you are not careful enough, like in real life, you can destroy that artifact. And when that artifact is gone, that artifact and all the secrets it held are gone forever. But if you're careful enough, if you take your time and you're deliberate,
the brush
you can
movement
get
is really
some of those
satisfying.
hidden artifacts. And for example, here we got a ceramic shard, which is basically how whoever lived here used to tell and pass on their stories.
I love the story sides of the archaeology, because we often talk about that we want to deepen the mystery in Minecraft, and when you find these hidden artifacts, you kind of find like connections and hints, and we will never tell the full story, but these will inspire the players to tell their own stories about their own Minecraft worlds.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really exciting to see what players do with them. For example, here we see an exhibition that someone built for this, where he can compare all the different clues he finds, right, and try to preserve whatever was down here, and he can compare what we found with whatever new thing, and sort of
pretty neat.
try to connect the pieces, right? And here we see those pieces connected in a clay pot, actually trying to reconstruct them back. And you can create that however you like. You can create your own stories or try to guess how those pieces used to connect.
Yeah. It's also so fun to be very creative with these new pots because you can put the shards in any way you want.
Exactly, and when you're pleased with your creation, you can fire them up, and you have your own painted clay pot.
Pretty. So, Nir, is this programmer art still?
Yeah, the art we're seeing is still work in progress, but I personally like the dragon. I think it's cute.
Yeah, it didn't say programmer art isn't pretty.
Yeah, you know, the problem is the artists are way too good.
Yeah.
They just make us look bad. I don't know.
Archaeology is amazing. I mean, the excavation site is so
Axolotls, let's see that, and then we will end the video. It's been a little bit of a long one for a reaction.
It's the cutest predator you will ever meet.
She loves it, she really does, and I like that about her. Fuck, I've gone the wrong way, god damn it. Man, these lush caves, I'm excited for these lush caves. Axolotls! If you know what an axolotl is, it's basically like an aquatic salamander kind of thing. They're really hard to explain what they are, but they are. In a bucket is where they
I
are.
feel like there's only one sound I can make after seeing that, which is like...
So cute.
It's so adorable. The axolotls.
How did you decide on axolotls?
They're axolotls.
So, when we add a new mob
Oh
to
my
Minecraft,
god.
we really wanted to have
anything
its
else I
own
need to
unique
see
character.
here? Ooh,
We wanted
maybe?
to have purpose. There's also a bucket of axolotl.
Bucket of
I didn't think it
axolotls.
could get
They're
cuter,
Jesus.
but that is just so cute. I don't know how to handle it, but it's so cute. So when you're walking around in the lush caves and you see some axolotls, then you can actually scoop them up in your bucket and take them with you. So maybe you build like a pretty aquarium for them in your base, or maybe you bring them to your ocean adventure.
Ocean adventure? Okay. I've got like... Oh... my goodness. Oh, they attack for you.
And now I see why you're calling them the cutest predator you'll ever meet.
Exactly.
That's so
when
cool.
you scoop them up in a bucket, you can actually create your own axolotl army, basically,
Holy
and charge
hell.
into the oceans with them, and they will help you fight various. Well, they'll attack cute fish as well, but they'll help you fight the drowns and the guardians, and they're actually quite useful when fighting guardians because they have this special ability that whenever they take damage, they sort of play dead. And when they're playing dead, no mob will actually attack them. So they have this time to regen back, help, and then jump back into the fight.
Because it creates like a dramatic player experience, which is so good.
Axolotl and the warden, what?
They sort of play dead, and when they're playing dead with them really well, they might even heal you during the battle.
That is so cool. But, okay, so you added these two mobs that are like as different as possible with the warden and the axolotl.
Yes. So this update is actually a lot about contrast, which is
Okay.
great because it creates
That was really cool, guys. I can't wait for this to come out. I had a look before I watched the video, and it does look as if it's meant to be releasing sometime next year. So it sucks that we got, I don't know. It doesn't suck that we've had a first look, but it just makes me really excited. I can't wait to see this actually come into the game and go through the lush caves, and all the cavern generation looks insane. Wow. Okay, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.